There you see him coming in. Cuñado walking him up in that bright red shirt. I really want to. Sandman Boxing is his promotional company in the Philippines. Coming into some LL Cool J. Mama said knock you out, which is, there was no English in that. What was that?
That was just,
man.
That's just pure traditional Irish. It's the same language.
Here, walking him in, Chimpa Gonzalez, the ever-present smile on his face. Don't let it fool you. Once he's in the ring, it is all game seriousness for him, but he has that smile, just a great personality, Steve. I think you talked to him a lot this past week.
Absolutely has the
But he's in his brother's corner. Good family orientation on him, the little kid in the glass.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your main event of the evening. A boxing classic, the Philippines against Mexico. Romero, Sandman, Duno, Christian, Chimpa, Gonzalez.
Steve Kim and El Animal, Jason Quigley. Chimpa Gonzalez in the custom Everlast gloves. They're white. Ruthless Romero Duno, 12-1 from General Santos City with the black gloves. You wonder the nickname Chimpa? Well, we've said in the past, we've always got to say it because it's a pretty cool nickname. When he was a toddler, you know that Christmas toy with a chimpanzee is playing the cymbals, going back and forth like that? Well, they had that at his house at Christmas, and he started emulating that, and they're like, oh, he looks like a little chimpanzee. And as you know, with Mexicans, anytime you get a nickname, it will stick with you forever. And that's where the nickname Chimpa, he is now using as his logo and as his brand. An opening round against Romero Duno. Chimpa 16-0, trained by his father, Oscar Gonzalez Sr. Coming out very aggressive is Chimpa Gonzalez.
Beto, I think early on, this is exactly where Chimpa wants to be. If he's going to be able to establish that jab, I think he'll be content to actually move outside a little bit. But if he can get in close, he's one of those taller fighters, Jason. Despite his build, they seem to be more comfortable inside than on the perimeter.
Yeah, you know, I think he's boxing very well right now. He's establishing his jab, which I said earlier on, I think is key in any fight. You know, I think his punches are definitely looking stronger and more effective than Duno's punches right now.
This is ruthless Romero Duno. Ruthless because of his style. He just comes at you. We saw that clip of him fighting in the mall in the Philippines. He will stand there with you.
And you know what the problem is right now? He's standing in with Chimpa, who I just really thought landed a very good-looking left hook.
A lot of people watching this fight all over the United States, also in Mexico. The Olympian just signed a Golden Boy, Raul Curiel Garcia. El Cougar, you know him at the gym in Carson, from Tamaulipas, Mexico. He's watching us in Lake Elsinore. He will be making his pro debut on the Canelo Chavez card in Las Vegas. If you don't speak English and you're watching Ring TV, you know you're dedicated to us, Steve.
Some would say you're better off that way. But Jason, I think moving on, I know one thing Chimpa seems to believe that he's a stronger puncher. I think one mistake he can't make is to continue inside without at least throwing that jab in front of him.
Yeah, definitely. You know, he needs to use that key. He needs to open up the door for his Duno because, you know, Duno's, oh, nice shot there by Chimpa.
Oh, and he goes down here in the first.
He's definitely hurt. He's
Ruthless Romero Duno has tagged Chimpa Gonzalez.
Hey, come here.
That's what I was saying.
Right.
He got tagged.
That's why you need the
Tom
jab.
Taylor's looking at him.
Give me gloves.
Is he going to beat the clock?
Box.
Final seconds of the first round, and he has no idea where he's at.
Big first round there, you know, Chimpa.
And Tom Taylor is looking at him. He is staggering. The doctor's the first one in that ring.
Guys, he left himself a little bit naked for all the offensive success he had. He did not mind his P's and Q's defensively about getting his hands back and at least leading off with the jab, putting something in front of him.
This is going to be very important now, this next minute for Chimpa. I think, you know, that he recovers well from this. He gets everything back and the strength back in his legs because, oh, that was a very good knockdown.
Jason.
Romero Duno, 12-1, 11 KOs, Steve.
And Jason, did he make a mistake, Chimpa, in not taking a knee and gathering himself before the mandatory 8 count?
Yeah, without a doubt, but that just goes to show you how badly hurt he is as well, that didn't even come into his head.
Trying to listen in on the corner. Second round.
I think Chimpa's legs still look a little bit wobbly right now.
Duno said he was coming for the big upset.
Chimpa can't just keep walking forward and expect to blow this guy out of here.
Keep the hands up.
He needs to get boxing.
You're Duno, what do you do right here, Jay?
Duno has to make sure that he doesn't go for the knockout and blow himself out, because Chimpa obviously is a puncher also and could catch Duno. So this is going to be a very interesting round here now for both fighters.
Well, Steve, as you wrote in your story about Chimpa Gonzalez this week, his first fight with Golden Boy on this same stage, first round, he was dropped.
Right, and he seems to be taking the tactic. He's going to try to smother Duno, not let him unfurl his quick hands from the outside. I do question that, though, but I think the key for him, Jason, is just to see rounds 3 and 4. Just get out of round number 2 as he gathers his legs.
Because Chimpa's just walking forward right again, the same way as he got caught the last time.
Again!
Oh!
Gets caught for the second time. An overhand right by Duno, right on the chin. Drops Chimpa Gonzalez. His eyes are glazed. I don't know if they're going to let him keep going. And it is over. A huge knockout for Romero Duno as Chimpa Gonzalez falls down on his back. A huge upset in Los Angeles.
Guys,
We knew he had some power, but I didn't know Duno had that much.
You know, I'll be honest with you. I think Chimpa early on had success, and I think he fell into the trap, Jason, of believing he was just going to be able to walk through this guy. And I think both those shots that put him down in rounds 1 and 2, I don't think he saw either one.
The clip that we seen of Duno previous, we were saying we weren't taking it off the opponent. We were looking at his hand speed and his thing. The pop that he had in the shots were very, very accurate, very snappy, and very Manny-Pacquiao.
The story I read about Duno, he came to Los Angeles in December when he found out about this fight, and he trained at the Wild Card, did everything Manny Pacquiao did in Los Angeles, and let's look at the replays.
Oh.
That's just a beautiful shot, you know what I mean? And, Chimpa, credit to him, tried to get back on his feet. Showed heart there to get back up and try to get back up, but just a brilliant shot by Duno.
Just the way he falls.
Yeah, when you don't have your legs and you lose your legs, they're basically lost forever, at least on one night. I thought it was very interesting that Chimpa began round number 2. There's 2 ways you could do it. You can either smother a guy or run around the ring. I think he may, and again, this is 2020. It's hindsight. Jason, he might have been better running around the ring.
He's still on his back. They have a brace around his neck. Chimpa Gonzalez. Duno told me at the weigh-in, Steve, that he had watched a lot of videos of Chimpa and he saw some flaws in him that he would expose. I think that was what he was talking about. Maybe he saw the first fight where Chimpa was dropped a year ago, but that one he recovered tonight, he didn't. As Victoria Duno and Neftali Duno, Kumusta, your son is going back home with his 13th professional victory.
This is something in boxing now that I would like to point out to all the keyboard warriors and everything out there. You don't play boxing. Look at Chimpa Gonzalez right now with a stretcher in the ring. These boxers get in there and we leave everything inside those ropes. No matter what people say or what people do, this is a tough sport, and people put their lives on the line as soon as they step through those ropes.
It's a harsh reality of the game. We were talking about Chimpa, who's still being attended to by the ringside physicians and the paramedics. Perhaps graduating from this platform tonight, he got a dose of reality in shocking fashion. Duno now, all of a sudden, he is a player. He is certainly one to look out for. I still remember when Manny Pacquiao burst onto the scene way back in, I think it was May or July of 2001. He was an unknown fighter, even though he had won a couple of titles. Fought on the Oscar De La Hoya undercard against Javier Castillo and was the opponent to a guy by the name of Lelo Ledwaba, who had the IBF 122-pound title. And much like tonight, to a certain degree, he just blitzed Lelo Ledwaba and really, at that point, arrived.
As Joel Gonzalez will be fighting